You don't have to be someone who's incredibly sexist. You can be someone who's a quote feminist TM, and at the same time, you're going to uphold all these systems that perpetuate this toxic masculinity that's super damaging to dudes, and at the same time, it'll manifest itself in the worst fucking ways. It doesn't have to be a Harvey Weinstein. It doesn't have to be someone who comes on fucking plants for you to be like, well, that's bad. Okay, that's shitty. But everything else is kind of okay, I guess. We're just a bunch of Chads trying to find our Stacys. If you don't know, Canada has three major tech companies, and these three major companies, TELUS, Rogers, and Bell, control all of not only like basically social media interactions in this country, but also most of media, including like television stations and including the TV shows that get produced in Canada. It's worse than the US. So these three companies typically are the ones that are going to be making TV shows, making content, making radio shows. And one of the big three, Bell, is such a rich company in this country. So like unbelievably powerful, unbelievably wealthy. And there was a woman who just came forward to talk about how she was sexually harassed in the workplace, barely got any coverage in this country. Now she's released a secret recording of what actually took place, and it is just a shocker, an absolute shocker. Y'all got to check this out. January 20th, 2019, I was sexually assaulted by my manager while working for Bell. I ran to the bathroom after this happened, and then he wanted to take my phone so I couldn't call for help. I pressed record before giving him my phone, and when I went outside on the balcony to see if I could escape, this is what was said. So this is the secret recording.
Yeah, I love that you feel comfortable having my phone.
I don't have any other people are call me. You don't have anybody you can call? Or holy fuck. You're a lonely motherfucker.
No, just someone to get alcohol.
Huh?
Someone to get alcohol. Call Insu.
You call Insu.
You call Insu.
Why I'm calling Insu?
Because you want to get her drunk to fuck her. Bro, seriously. Just fuck her, bro. She's this girl. She will fuck and she will do whatever the fuck you want. But you have to get her drunk. That's the deal. That's the deal. That's the only thing we have her here. Is or now or never. So this is there is not another time.
Hello, bro. How's it going? Yeah.
We will buy
Fernando.
We'll buy
I need some liquor right now. Like, what do you have?
So again, to be clear, while she's outside, absolutely terrified, looking to see if she can jump off the 4th floor like window to escape from this situation, inside right now, this is what her fucking manager is talking about, trying to get someone to pick them up liquor so that they can drug her with alcohol and then have sex with her. Or so the manager can have sex with her.
Bro, we will buy it from you. Thank you. And this is a bro favor.
Don't have it.
Hello? Bro, do you have any liquor right now? Any liquor that you have.
A bro favor, you say?
I wanted to make a video today with a full timeline of what's going on and everything else that has to do with Bell. But I'm listening back to this recording now because I'm going to post it after I make this video. And it's bigger than just Bell. It's bigger than just one company doing shitty things with shitty work practices. It has to do with the predatory behavior. Listening here and hearing them say, just fuck her, just get her drunk and fuck her, she'll do anything. That's the deal. This is our chance. This is our one chance. Hearing them say that while I was outside trying to get away from the guys that assaulted me. What the fuck? I don't have any wonderful words of wisdom to say right now, I just these guys are out free. Yeah, so what? They lost their jobs. I still had to work with one of them for 3 days, but these men are still out there. And this was like a routine. This was like a plan, something that they had planned out before. And I just think of all of the other women that they've done this to before, or and just thinking about it upsets me so fucking much. This is just the way it is. That and I'm so happy that I was able to press record, and I knew to do that before I had to give my phone to go outside. I'm so happy that I did that, because I can show this is what they say. This is it. This is how they talk. Like I was just a piece of meat. That's it. And so it's not just about Bell and letting this be their managers, that this is their management. It's not just about that. This is not the only case. This is not the only case. And here I am, you know what? And they're out free. And you know what I get to do? I get to sit here and listen back to the recording of that night and have to hear myself and have to hear what they said. And that's what I get to do. That's my happy Friday. That's my happy Friday. And so I guess I'm just making this to show you all what it's like to go through all of this. If I didn't decide to pursue this, if I didn't want to go through this in a workplace harassment way, if I didn't want to go through the Federal Labor Board, if I didn't want to do all of this, then I could just let this go. But I can't. In order to find any justice for what is done to me, for how they treated me or anything, I have to sit here and go through the recording. I have to sit and go over the recording of the night that I was assaulted to try and get some sort of public interest, so that way people will care. What the fuck?
Or even worse yet, believe her. Because I know so many people who would have just been like, "Oh yeah, I'm sure that happened to you, sweetie. Yeah, okay. You want to tell us that they were like secretly trying to buy a bunch of booze to drug you up so they could have sex with you? Yeah, I'm okay. All right. And you were so scared that you wanted to jump out of a building. Yeah, okay. All right. I'm sure that happened."
And sorry for my language. I mean,
one thing I do want to say, by the way, and this is what I've advocated for a while, there needs to be someone on the left who's kind of trying to tackle these issues from a leftist perspective, because the right have cornered that market, the whole MRA, not all men, hashtag, all that kind of shit. But dudes rock, and they can be fucking amazing. They can be awesome, all right? And I think the proper thing to do in these kind of situations is to call out both the toxic masculinity and the shitty guys perpetuating that. Because, yeah, if you're one of the good dudes, if you're on the good side of history, you want to end this as well. Like patriarchy hurts men. That should be the angle that it's tackled from, all right? Patriarchy is super shitty for dudes. Toxic masculinity, this idea that, yo, you gotta fuck as many broads as you can. Yeah, get them drunk, then it's easier. That shit is horrifying. It's super, super toxic for men as well. Like, it's damaging across all boards. So, you know, be the good guys, all right? Be the good bros. The bro code should be about helping out everybody else. It shouldn't just be about bros being bros, trying to fuck as many Stacys as possible. That's the bro code, bro. Nah. It should be about being good ass dudes. You know, making the world a better place for everybody. That's what bro code should be.
I'm emotional, and that's okay. I'm tired of having to be hidden behind lawyers and not showing my emotions and apologizing for them, because this is emotional. This is my life. And it's been going on for so long like this, and nothing's happened. The only way things started happening is I had to make a whole video releasing all of my trauma. Yeah, this is supposed to be some wonderful.
Yeah, she's brave as fuck. By the way, everybody, can y'all all go do the good thing? Go give thumbs up. Go help on the algorithms. There's like 500 people watching right now, so you could give her first 500 subbies. Go do that. Reward people for sharing their stories and being brave enough to come forward, because you get shamed for this shit. You know, people come out and they'll straight up be like, "Holy fuck! Like, why are you lying? Why are you trying to get attention? Why are you doing this?"
Not wonderful, but it's supposed to be a lot cleaner of an update. But I'm sitting here just going over the recording, and it blows my mind that this is the way things are, and they need to change. I know people are starting to make a change, and it's good, but this is 2 years ago, and I was forced to work with one of these men for 3 days, and even now the company is trying to claim that I don't work for them. or that I still work for them. Sorry, they're trying to claim that I still work for them, even though they haven't contacted me since November to work. And the only time they did was February, when I made the one I probably posted below, my pinned tweet about what's going on. I'm flabbergasted. I get flabbergasted every time, again and again, by all of this. And yeah, I don't know what else there is to say. Fernando and Lizzie from Bell in Brandon, Manitoba. Those were the two men on that recording. And it's them who need to be known. It's them who should be punished more than just losing their job. They haven't had to go through any of this that I've had to go through. And I just want you all to see what it's like. And that's what this is about. Now I'm rambling, but I don't know what I'm going to do next. Working on finding another lawyer right now. So yeah, that's my plan, and I want to keep you guys more updated what's going on, because I'm kind of at that crux right now where I have to decide whether I'm going to take money and probably sign an NDA, or whether I'm going to fight more, you know, and there's questions that you have to think about there too, right? Like, okay,
that's the other fucked up thing. Is basically like, okay, we've got an offer for you. You could have, say, $50,000, whatever we think is the base minimum that we could basically pay you, so that we won't have to settle in court for some other amount. So yeah, let's just throw a number out there. A number that would be life-changing for an everyday person, like a worker, right? So obviously that would be incredible. $50,000, you could eliminate so much of your student debt. You could pay off your loans. You could pay for your rent. You could buy food. That is going to be life-changing. It's a blip in their overheads at the end of the day. It's just like, oh yeah, that's just fucking, that's pennies on the dollar. So at the same time, that'll be fine. But we're going to make you sign an NDA. We don't want you to keep talking about this. We don't want you to do interviews. We don't want you to can you please take the recording down? We don't want people to hear the managers of Bell engaging in trying to, basically drunk and abduct one of their employees. That's all really bad for the bottom line. So yeah, at the end of the day, could we just do this? And of course, anyone will say yes. You know, I would say yes. I would be sure. $50,000. It would be so transformative. Yeah, sure. Whatever you need.
It's going to be another few years process, and it's going to be really re-traumatizing. I might have to see them again. I'm going to have to go through. It's just going to suck. Like the discovery, a jury, all of that. People, anyways. But I'm willing to do that because it's important to have this on the record. It's important to know, right? So that was one reason that I want to go through that. And the other option is to just, send them. We're figuring out something right now with the Federal Labor Board in terms of like my unjust dismissal, saying that I was dismissed, and they're claiming that I wasn't dismissed. And so we're sending forward paperwork with that
most kick motor. Like nowadays, I could afford to be like, I'm standing up for my principles, not going to take that $50K. There was times, okay, when I was working shitty ass jobs where I would have taken $10,000. Are you kidding me? They were like, what, $10,000? Oh fuck, that would be life changing. Holy shit! I'll take that. I'll sign the NDA. I won't talk about this anymore. Holy shit, that's a lot of money. You know?
Yeah, something off to see if there's a settlement. Basically, this is the point where I believe a settlement is going to happen.
Oh, thanks, Red Wizard.
Probably an NDA is going to be attached with that, and I don't know what number is going to be there, and I don't think any number, even $100,000, would even begin to cover what the fuck I've had to go through, and still I'm probably going to go through. And so that's really hard for me to want to accept that. But at the same
yeah, Evangelion. That's what I'm saying. Like, I really think there's a place, especially there's a huge void for positive male reinforcement on the left, because right now that's taken up entirely by MRA assholes who are just basically like reinforcing that kind of incel narrative, which is garbage. It's absolute garbage to think that like women are sexual objects just to be conquered, and men and their value has to be determined by A, how good they are at capitalism, and B, how many of them broads can you get? You know, how many notches on the belt can you get? Like that shit, just perpetuating those ideas is super, super bad. It's bad for everyone. And there needs to be some kind of idea, or at least someone who's going to publicly advocate for way better male representation, for the idea that like if you are on the right side of history on this and you want to actively call out people who are engaging in toxic masculinity, who are engaging in reinforcing stereotypes, who want to uphold the patriarchy instead of like destroying it, which would be just so very base because it would help everybody out. It's really, really bad for men to have these ideas reinforced on them. And like, we were all raised with it. Like, you know, throughout high school, that idea that like, you're not valuable unless you can lose your virginity right away. Because if you're a virgin, you're a fucking, you know, you're lesser than. And on top of that, once you do, you got to bag as many women as possible, because women are just like things to be conquered. Get as many notches on the belt as you can. Then when you're out of college, you know, you better get yourself a really good paying job, and you better get yourself a trophy wife. And then if you do, it'd be really also cool if you have a whole bunch of affairs on the side with hot women, because you're so successful and so alpha that you're just going to continue to perpetuate all these kind of things. Like, all of that, it's fucking horrifying. It's damaging. And also that stuff, it manifests itself in the worst. Like, this is the most extreme example. Versions like this is the same thing as when people talk about racism. They're going to talk about how it's really bad when you see someone call someone else the N-word, because that's racism, all right? And that's real racism. They don't talk about systemic racism. They don't talk about how this stuff is ingrained, and they don't talk about how when there are systems that uphold these kind of power structures, then people don't even have to be outwardly racist. You don't need to be walking around all day saying racist shit to be upholding a racist structure. And the same thing applies to misogyny. You don't have to be someone who's incredibly sexist. You can be someone who's a, quote, feminist TM. And at the same time, you know, you're going to uphold all these systems that perpetuate this toxic masculinity that's super damaging to dudes. And at the same time, it'll manifest itself in the worst fucking ways. It doesn't have to be a Harvey Weinstein. It doesn't have to be someone who comes on fucking plants for you to be like, well, that's bad. Okay, that's shitty. But everything else is kind of okay, I guess. You know, we're just a bunch of Chads trying to find our Stacys.
Time, it's like, you know, it'd be nice to move on with my life. I can donate that money. I can start fresh and do more. But there's no public record that way, except for the videos that I'm making here. You know, the NDA is going to silence me, and I won't be able to talk about it anymore. So, I mean, there's just options. There's so many things to have to consider. And the biggest thing, I just want this to be on the public record. I want people to know that this company did this, and this is their actions, and I have the proof to show all of it. And I don't know how to get to that point, whether it's just maybe the media will reach out. I'm hoping I can get to the media maybe and make an article that way, because it'd be the same maybe as like a court proceeding. I don't know, but technically right now I don't have a lawyer, so I'm free to say all this, but I should probably shut up now before I say any more. So I'm gonna go back.
So everyone, please go support them. I don't know if you have already. Let's check out. Oh, nice. It already went up to 180 views and 63 subscribers, 18 comments. Good job. Good job, everybody. You're doing good work. This is free practice, by the way, okay? Someone had the courage to tell their stories. You can go online, you can go sub to their channel, you can go help support them. This had no views. This had like 63 views when we started the stream. So that's really nice. Get the story out there. Let more people hear it, you know? Let truth be told. Do you want movies and Serfs watching the movies? So then come over to the new channels. It's the Serfs, the cinema. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Can you do the thing, you know, that thumbs up and comment and all those things that help us out in the algorithm that controls every aspect of our lives? Also, if you happen to have a Facebook account, can you delete it? Like just delete it. You should probably delete your Facebook account, because it's not a great company. But hey, if you can't do that for whatever reason, I understand. And could you also go to facebook.com/thesurftimes then and give us a little like and a follow. We're just trying to push back against the fact that people like Ben Shapiro happen to dominate the platform entirely. And when everyone asks, why do older generations believe the things they believe? One of the problems is the majority of them on social media use Facebook. So to counter that, we're just going to be on there too now. Also, if you happen to have a union or a worker co-op or even a leftist project, podcast, website, Zoom, MySpace, it doesn't matter. We will advertise it for free on this channel. All you got to do is go to weareserfs.com and use the forms that we got there, weareserfs.com. Thanks, everybody.
To our wonderful gods, Xander Corvus, VK Jehannam, T. Grow, and Peyton L. Just, may you smite all of our enemies. To our monarchs, Tom Spiker and the Tim Caucus, we are your humble servants, ready to do all your bidding. To our lords, Evan Nudie, Trevor R., Alexander Thaler, Ryan Lubin, and Jeff Lamb, we shall proudly carry your banner on the online battlefield. To our Knights of the Round Table, Val 9000, Jenna Tal, Dark Puppy, Quiet 185, Anna Loves Riley, Omni, Riley and Anna, Poodlehawk, Multimondi, Trevor Janis, Lemmy 101, Anthropophojak, Saren 42, Chronic de Hemphog, Phone Jenny, Radical Maniac, Ramon Acosta, Jimmy Big Nuts, Violent Orchard, Sophie Baby, Political Puppy, Andreas Chiringuito, Zach Christensen, Yopi, Josh Mickelson, Todd Buckingham, and Todd Lajeunesse. We raise our glass and we raise our swords and we salute you.